Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Hello Dave, down to Astronomy. Let's take a look at what's been going on in the last week. Now, I hope you're not tired of listening to Odyssey stuff already, because, well, we have another 5 weeks. Odyssey Alpha Phase 1 is running, and Phase 2 is rapidly approaching. I believe the current plan is to have Phase 2 start on Wednesday. That is just 2 days from now. And of course, here in Phase 2, the systems we're allowed to use is being expanded from just a single system win now to a 20 light year bubble around that system. So we get quite a few more systems. There's being opened up for now players being able to purchase their own ships. So you will still have to play the same character. There won't be a reset between these, so you're continue to play where you are on your Odyssey character. And you can now buy your own ships, and we can begin to fly these around to begin to explore the nearby systems. And we're also going to be able to see how those work with having multiple players in the same ship, all that kind of thing. So that's going to be quite interesting to see. Also, the Manticore weapons and suits, I believe also weapons at least, it doesn't state clearly, but it just says the combat suit at least will be available. So we're going to get the combat-oriented suit, which hopefully should make these combat missions a little bit more easier instead of running around in the scavenger suit. Faction conflicts and the frontline solutions, which is like, I think it's like almost CQC-ish, but on foot. I'm not 100% sure. It seems like to be something along those lines. Those are going to be enabled, so we're going to get some more combat-focused content here coming in the next phase. And of course, the mission board, with the opening up of more systems, will begin to be giving out missions to nearby systems as well, so they won't all be in-system. I think it'll be interesting to get into the combat-focused phase, because I think it's one of the places where most people are struggling at the moment. I hear at least a lot of people say they're having a really hard time dealing with the NPCs. They're constantly getting killed, makes missions extremely difficult to complete, because even if you take threat level 0 missions, sometimes NPC spawns and people are not ready for it or not set up for it. They're gonna get killed, they fail their missions. So hopefully getting our hands on some more combat focused equipment will help to ease that out. And also, of course, as people progress, we can hopefully begin to see some suit and some weapon upgrades. So again, should help even out this. And it's one of the things I also mentioned earlier on is we have to remember that the equipment we're running with now in terms of combat gear is basically like taking a stock Python into a conflict zone. We have a very, very basic equipment, unengineered, unupgraded. It's like stock. It should be difficult. As we begin to get access to basically the combat suit, which would be more like taking a Corvette in, and we begin to hopefully collect some materials so we can actually upgrade this, try it out, I think it'll be a lot easier. And I've also seen a lot of complaints about the time to kill. People feel like the game is too much of a like bullet sponge where you just sit there and shoot, and people just don't die. It takes too long to kill people. I think once we get this into the live game, it's not going to feel as bullet spongy as it does right now, simply because, as I said, we are running with like the basic of the most basic equipment that you can possibly get in the game. It would be like, again, taking unengineered weapons out and begin to shoot at ships in a conflict zone. Yes, it's going to take you a long time to kill, but if you take your full engineered Anaconda or Corvette out there, it's going to be quite a bit faster. And I feel like we're going to have the same effect. It is taking a long time route now. It is feeling very bullet spongy because we have that underpowered gear compared to what we will have once this thing goes fully live. So I'm not too worried about that. I get the frustration, but I think as this progresses, it's going to be easier and easier. I think we're going to get some more fast-paced combat where you can go in and you can go for some quick kills if you can surprise people before they get their shields up. I've actually managed a few times with the P15 kinetic pistol to get up close to people and completely kill them without them getting their shields up. So it's already possible now with an unengineered pistol to take people down, take NPCs down completely without them managing to react and get their shields up, because they have a bit of reaction time. They don't react instantly. It takes like 1-2 seconds for them before their shields turns on. Again, I don't know what level of NPCs Frontier is throwing at us at the moment. It might also be that there's going to be more difficult NPCs we'll be facing when this game goes live completely. And maybe the bullet spongy effect is going to be the same. It still feels like that. And I agree right now. It does feel a little slow. But I guess it's a balancing act. The Frontier don't want us to just, as soon as you have upgraded equipment, you're just going to run around and just one-shot it, shoot everything that moves, because then there's no challenge in it at all, and people are going to feel it's going to be too easy. So it's a really fine edge Frontier is trying to balance here, and I really hope that they at some point doing a test would give us access to just say, by the way guys, here we just filled up your inventory with equipment, go completely max out your equipment, upgrade everything, because I feel like we need to see that point in the game as well. How does the power curve, how does the game feel when we get to the quote-unquote end game, when you have your engineered weapons, you have it upgraded? Give us some of that end gear equipment, let us test it out against the most difficult NPCs you can throw at us. Make a custom mission where you can go and you can buy it for 1 credit and then go on that mission and try it out, so we can begin to feel what the game's going to be like at that point. But I also want to talk about the Apex travel times, and I did a video on it where I discussed my feedback on it, where I felt like the travel times as they are right now, I feel is fine. They should be slower than flying your own ship, which you will be able to here in Phase 2, by the way. But it actually raised some interesting points that through many years of Elite I've never actually thought about. And that is the Super Cruise in general just too slow? I'm not just talking about Apex, I'm talking just in general, our own ships. Are we moving around too slow? Would Elite be a better game if they reduced it? I'm not saying it should be instant travel. I'm just saying that maybe it could use a little bit of a tweak. You don't really notice it when you fly yourself, because you do have a few things to do. You have to manage your speed, keep an eye on the approach timer, and keep your ship pointing in the right direction so you're actually not just missing the target or something like that. So you have a few tasks to do. All of a sudden becomes so apparent how much time we are spending in Super Cruise after we got access to the Apex. And I know Frontier, and they're absolutely right, and they have said that the system we're in is abnormally large. Distances are very extensive in this system compared to what we would see in normal gameplay. And they also did mention their feedback that they would be adding, or they replied to the feedback, they would be adding the little like distance to missions from the main star thing, so you can select missions based on that distance. So you're going to avoid these like 30,000, 150,000 light year or light second travels. It still just makes me wonder if travel times in Elite are they too slow? I feel like maybe max speeds are okay, like 2001 C is fine. I mean, we already have faster than light, but maybe the effect of a gravity well could use a bit of tweaking, I think, now that you begin to think about it. I mean, we've all tried it. You're coming out from a moon or a station and it's close to a gas giant, and it just takes forever and you're getting nowhere. It just all of a sudden, that effect where we're sitting in the Apex and you just sit there forever and you're just not getting anywhere. You're just sitting in that gravity well, going out and out. It takes minutes to get out of that gravity well. And it's not engaging gameplay. You're not moving anywhere. You don't have any speech to manage. You're just sitting there full throttle trying to burn your way out of that gravity well. I get it. The planet should feel massive. They should feel they're pulling your ship back. I like that effect. Maybe for gameplay reasons, they could be less aggressive on some of the gas giants in general, so that it speeds up the gameplay a little bit. I feel like that would add a lot to the game. Again, I'm not saying this should be instant travel. I'm just saying that a little bit of a tweak, maybe just tone it down 10-20% or something like that to give the game a little bit more of a rapid feel, because Elite is a very slow progressing game. It's a time-consuming game. It takes time to go anywhere, and it makes space feel bigger, and I get it. It's going to make the galaxy and the systems feel smaller if you can travel faster, but some balancing there. I don't know. I've been thinking about it, and I can't really make up my mind what I think, but in general, I think it's an interesting topic to discuss, and I would love to hear your opinion on it in the comment section. One last Odyssey topic. I know a lot of you guys will probably at this point have been getting to the point in the alpha where you begin to look towards suits and weapon upgrades. And you might have been struggling to figure out where do you get this and that material. A thing that I've been doing is I've been trying to catalog where different materials spawn. So we know already that the lockers and containers in different locations spawn different materials. So if you take a locker in a security room, it will spawn different materials than a locker in a dorm room or a locker in an agriculture room. And you can also see that they have different names when you look at them at the terminal. So there are different types of loggers that give different type of loot. And I've been trying to catalog this, and if you want to help with the effort, you're running around anyway, and you are collecting materials. I created a Google form where you can report what materials you find in what lockers in what locations. You can find it at odyssey-report.d2a.com. I will leave a link in the description. It's just a Google form, and every time you find a locker or anything, a container, data port, you go in and you just fill in what you found in the locker, where it is, what type, is it locked, just there's some drop-down menus you just have to select. It's relatively quick. It shouldn't take more than a few seconds to fill it out per logger. You click submit, and I'll collect all that data. And then once we have enough, I'll begin to run some statistics on it, and we'll be able to figure out what materials drop from what lockers. I know all of this can of course be changed. This is an alpha test, so I'm just going to get the initial feeling for where things are, and especially like spawn chances could be adjusted, so we probably can't use this as a final thing, but I'll probably be doing something similar once this goes live, so we can begin to collect materials, and hopefully the end goal for this would be to have enough data that I can conclusively then say, if you are looking for manufacturing instructions, you have a 10% chance of it dropping from that data port, a 5% chance from dropping from that, or a 2% chance from that data port. And then based on that, we can then begin to find basis locations that has the data ports with the best spawn chances. Next topic comes from the Fleet Carriers Owners Club. And I actually first thought this was an April Fool's, because they posted on the 2nd of April, for me at least, but I thought maybe it's some time zone things where it might have been 1st of April some places in the world when they posted this. I don't know. But it seems to be legit as far as I can see. What they're doing is they're giving away 5 billion credits to one lucky commander. Basically, they're celebrating 1 year since since the beta of the fleet carriers, and they're doing that by giving a fleet carrier, or 5 billion credits so people can buy a fleet carrier, to one lucky commander. There's a few conditions before you can actually join this. First of all, of course, you must not own a fleet carrier already. They're not just giving you free credits, they're giving it to a commander so they can buy a fleet carrier. You must not have previously owned or recently decommissioned a fleet carrier. And you must not already have the 5 billion credits to buy one. So it's not, again, they're giving it to someone who wouldn't otherwise be able to buy a fleet carrier. They have all of the information on how to sign up, all the rules and conditions over on their Discord server. I'm going to post a link for that in the description as well, so you can go and you can check it out if you are interested in a chance to get yourself basically a free fleet carrier. Live streaming this week is going to be a little different than usual. Normally I stream on Tuesday, but since we hopefully will have the Phase 2 coming out on Wednesday, I will move the live stream from Tuesday to Wednesday. That means there will be no live stream tomorrow, but you will get a live stream on Wednesday where I will be going into the second phase of the Odyssey Alpha. Just as with the live stream last Monday, I'll be going live whenever we have access to it. I don't know when Phase 2 is going to start. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, if they're going to take the servers down for like a minute and then put it back up for Phase 2, or if it's just going to be, now it's enabled. I don't know how much they can hotfix these things. Maybe there's going to be like a micro patch. Regardless, when I have access to it, I will be going live, and we're going to be going out, we're going to be doing some PPU, we're going to be shooting some people, we're going to be testing out frontline solutions, we're going to be testing out conflict zones to see how they work, and hopefully it's going to be a ton of fun. I don't know the exact time, but I'll probably be live streaming for quite a few hours again, so we can get a good test in, and I hope you'll join me. So yeah, no live stream tomorrow, but I hope I'll see you Wednesday. But that's great for this week. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give a like, subscribe, and until next time, I will see you guys in space.